Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. Today I want to show you how to create a waterfall chart, or some of you may know it as a bridge chart. Essentially what it allows you to do is to connect one piece of data, for example the $50,000 that we have in December 2015, with another value, for example the December 2016 cash balance. And the bridge chart allows you to represent those movements in between those two dates. And in this example, it's our net movement in cash each month. So I'll show you how we can create these with our raw data. Now I should add that my clients used to love these because they communicate the message very visually, and it's a great way of representing it to people who don't have a lot of time. So let's start. I'm going to create our net increase and decrease in our next column. This is a column header. And we want to calculate the net increase or decrease between the current month and the previous month. Now in December 2015 we haven't got a previous month available in this data, so we're going to leave it blank. In December 2016 we can calculate it, so we're going to use a very simple formula, which is the current month less the previous month. And that's calculated -$6,000, which makes sense given that our previous cash balance was $50,000 and our new cash balance is $44,000. I'm going to copy this formula for every cell in this column, and we've done that. So the next column we need to create is our base column. Now this may not make sense, but we need to trick Excel into putting our increase or decrease on the graph in the correct Y position, and the base allows us to do this. Now the formula for this is going to be our min function, and we want the minimum between the current month and the previous month. For December 2015 we don't have a previous month, but we can select the previous row anyway, and it's still going to bring back $50,000, and then we can copy that to every other month in our data set. Next we want to create an increase column, and we create the value by using an if statement. So what we want to do is say if our net increase or decrease is above 0, is it positive, then we'll use that, we'll bring in that value, otherwise we'll have 0 as our value. So our increase is 0, and I'm going to copy this to all the other cells in that column, and we can see that in some months we have increases, in other months we don't. So essentially we've ignored the decreases. Next we want a decrease column, and here we want to calculate if the value, the net increase or decrease, is negative, then we want to show that value, but we don't want to represent it as a negative value, we want to represent it as a positive number. So we'll use an if statement. If our net increase or decrease is below 0, then this is the key bit, guys. We want to put in a negative symbol, and then we want to select that value again. Then we'll put in 0 if it's an increase. We want to put that in each month of our data set, and we're now in a position where we can create our graph. I'm going to select only the necessary data I need to actually create the waterfall chart. So we're going to ignore our cash balance, and we're also going to ignore our net increase or decrease because that's not needed in our chart. What you want to do is highlight your months and then press the Control key and highlight your base increase and decrease and select all the months. You can release the Control key, click on Insert, go to the Insert column chart, select the stacked column, and just make sure that you can see it. So we can see that we're getting there in this chart, but it still doesn't look quite right because this blue column isn't correct. It should be transparent. So we want to right click on that, click Format Data Series. We want to click on the paint bucket icon. You want to select No Fill, and you also want to select No Line. Just select it again because it went to solid line. Now you want to go into series options. We want to go to our gap width and we want to set this as 11%. And essentially what that does is it makes the little gaps between our columns in the chart smaller, because on a bridge chart you don't want large gaps. I'm going to exit out of that, and we can see that we're almost there, but we don't have our base in the first month. So you want to click on the invisible column in the first month, right click, and click Format Data Point. We want to go back to the paint icon, and we want to select Solid Fill, and I'll exit out of that again. So we can see here that we have a pretty nice looking waterfall chart. We can apply additional formatting to this, and you can format it in your company's branding, and it should be exactly what you want. So we're going to remove the legends here because I don't think they add any value. We can delete those, and yeah, I think that's fine. Let's compare it to the finished product I made before, and we can see that it's exactly the same. Okay guys, so I hope this was helpful. If you've got any queries or comments, please post in the comments section on YouTube. I'm going to make this template available for you, so you can click the link in the description and it'll take you to the howtoexcel.club website, and you can download this template and you can replace the values with your own values. Feel free to incorporate this in a presentation or report that you might be making. So please subscribe to the channel if this was helpful, guys, for more Excel videos every day.